Everybody was so excited that I was getting to meet you today.
Aww.
And they did actually make you something.
Oh, I love it. This art is gorgeous. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is Mia. She's hot. I'm Jonathan. And I know that I'm not supposed to always talk about JB and hair so much on YouTube, but I have flyaways because it's raining outside. And I was also late. So I'm just gonna show you a time-saving technique before we talk about Mia's hair, which is just where you take a little foam and you just comb it right on your hair to deal with the flyaways. And then it's just like so nice. Did you just ask me like, how do you handle being such a hot slut who is also a hairdresser and like Emmy nominated host, woman, entrepreneur extraordinaire, like HIV positive, J-Lo, non-binary, who's not Latina, white woman? Yes.
Wow. You can't even tell it's raining outside.
Before we started filming, Mia had the nerve to tell us that she's a literal professional figure skater who's got beautiful eyes, beautiful hair. What do you want to do with your hair?
The biggest thing with my hair is that it just always ends up being flat and one note, and I get bored, so I end up doing crazy things with it.
You washed it last night and slept on it?
Exactly.
And you didn't take a blow dryer to it at all?
No.
On a regular basis, do you take a blow dryer to your hair? Do you ever heat style? Do you ever blow dry?
I sometimes will roll my bangs.
Yes.
But as far as when I'm styling my hair, I tend to do heatless.
Okay.
Because I have 2 kids and they take up all my morning time.
You just gotta, yes.
I need to be able to get up out of bed and look like I tried.
Yes. When did you have it shaped last?
It has been at least 6 months.
Do you cut
Maybe
your
more.
own fringe typically, or do
I
you go
do.
somewhere to get it done? No, you do it yourself?
I've been doing my own fringe. I actually started watching tutorials on YouTube.
And well, it's going well because you're doing a really good job on your fringe, I think. Are you wanting to just maybe shape it up a little? Do you want to do a big change?
I do tend to wear my hair down a lot, and so I'm not afraid of like a bunch of layers, a really good trim.
Yes.
Anything that kind of shapes it up and just makes it look fun.
It could be fun to kind of get in there and do like kind of like a shaggy, like long, shaggy, like kind of rock and rolly layer, but like keep the length, but really get in there and like move it around and create some movement. So when you air dry it, you could just like put in a little like air dry cream like on your ends to like piece it out a little.
I am not afraid of that at all.
Let's do it. And let's
do it.
embrace your fringe and kind of maybe just take the like the middle up a little tiny bit, but
That'd
then
be great.
Fun.
Yay!
Have you ever had your hair cut with a razor?
I have.
Was it good?
It was.
I think I'm gonna cut your hair with a razor, which will be fun. Since I am gonna cut your hair wet, I am gonna mist it down first. Oh, because I'm gonna cut it wet, lol. Since I'm gonna hit it with a razor is what I meant to say. Such great hair.
Thank you.
How often do you end up washing a week?
Once or twice.
Have you ever done like heatless waves when you went to sleep?
Yes, that's what I love doing.
Yeah, those are great.
I love doing heatless waves.
I think for you, because you're only washing once or twice a week, doing heatless style each time is fine. When I find myself washing, you know, more like every other day, sometimes it is nice to get the moisture out a little faster because your hair can, if you wash it more often, it can get fatigued from like the constant like wetting and drying of the hair. But I love like obviously air wrap is like a little expense. There's also like that Shark one, but it's basically like a blow dryer round brush like hybrid, and you can like paddle brush your hair dry and smooth, or you can like kind of do that like 90% of the way and then put that curling attachment on and just curl kind of like the top layer. Like you could do your fringe with that and then just do like a couple quick soft waves in it. I just feel like those tools are so convenient. And also you could, even with your hair, you could like just put a little heat protectant and then just like blow dry it. Just get all the water out. And then you could take like the brush crush. You know what that thing is?
I don't.
It's like a ceramic brush basically that gets heated. It just makes your hair like smooth. You know, it's like brushing your hair with like a flat iron brush.
That's good to know.
I mean, I love a heatless style too, but I just love those tools. They make your life so easy.
My sister-in-law did just get me one of those flat brushes.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
Is it like a blow dryer?
It is.
Yeah, I love those. Okay, so I just did a little detangler in there, and I'm gonna get your hair a little wetter because I really need it like wet. You guys, Mia was telling me that she's a literal professional figure skater. I need
Yes,
to
I
hear
am.
everything about it. You've been skating for how long? Who's your favorite figure skater of all time? What do you think about the 2022 team situation?
That was a situation.
Even though like the are cheater pumpkin eaters, I am obsessed with their figure skaters. I kind of miss them on the world stage, even though they are cheater pumpkin eaters.
Same though, you can't beat them because they're so
Well,
fantastic.
I mean, talk about puberty blockers.
I mean, I've been skating since I was 9 years old. So early 90s, I started skating.
So you were just like a Christy Yamaguchi, Nancy Kerrigan head.
I was a Christy Yamaguchi, Nancy
Me
Kerrigan
too.
head.
I also really liked Tanya. I really liked
Yes,
Tanya.
I've actually met Tanya. I think she's a wonderful person.
I do
She's
too.
been through a lot.
I do too. Although lately I have started to like appreciate Tara Lipinski's 98 skate. I did. I was so resentful for so long that I couldn't really.
I mean,
But
we
then
all
finally
were
I
too.
turned a corner. And now I'm just like, wow, like a triple loop, and a triple Salchow triple loop in 1998.
Triple loop, triple loop. Beautifully done.
It was a big deal. And
That
the,
was a big
and
deal.
the triple loop, regardless of whether
The
or
how
not
it
we feel like it
looked,
was
and,
under
you know, it was pretty,
rotated.
yeah, under rotated, and it was a little bit of that roller skating technique,
It
a
was
little
a-
high in the
yeah.
shoulders. And
where
even
the-
though Michelle's like, you know,
Yeah.
like long program and short program were like much better composed and like had much better skating elements.
And her costumes.
Oh, those Vera wings!
But I love it. Whenever we had the big Texas snowstorm,
Oh my God, yes, Icepocalypse.
I put my hockey skates on and I skated up the street.
Oh my God.
I was making neighborhood deliveries because nobody could drive.
Don't forget how hot Mia is. And now you can see how clean my sectioning is.
My passion has always been children with disabilities. My uncle has Down syndrome. He's just the sweetest person on the planet. I was given the opportunity to consult with an organization out of San Antonio called Respite Care of San Antonio back in October, and I accepted the full-time job of their director of development. And the coolest thing about RCSA is that we're the only licensed emergency shelter in the state of Texas that is equipped to care for a child with severe disabilities and complex medical conditions. All of our kids just like, they thrive in our environment, and most of the kids, I say emergency shelter, but they stay with us for years.
You know, a lot of times we just like don't think about stuff if you're not affected by it. Like it's just like,
that individualized care that they get is it's actually measured, and we've been able to show that in our last assessment that we did just last month, 100% of our kids in our programs achieved their developmental milestones.
that's great.
Isn't that amazing?
Is that like the only place that does something like that in Texas? Or
In
like,
Texas, it's crazy.
so there's probably just like a huge need.
Not all children have a voice to be able to advocate for themselves because of their disability. Just keeping that eye out and making sure that everyone's getting what they need.
Do you find yourself like most frustrated by something that
Oh
like,
gosh. The biggest thing that I wish people would know is that, especially if they get genetic testing and they, like in utero, and they know that their child is going to be born with some sort of disability, especially Down syndrome, things that they're able to detect pretty easily, that it is not a life sentence, it's not a death sentence. It's not okay for people to think that you can't have a wonderful, fulfilling life if you have a disability.
totally.
But everybody was so excited that I was getting to meet you today. And I know that, I mean, not only does our staff, but our kids absolutely love you. And they did actually make you something.
They did?
They did.
What is it?
It's right here by your leg.
Oh, I love it. This art is gorgeous.
It's just bright and colorful and happy
it's
like
beautiful.
you. And it was made by our kids.
I love it so much. It is so bright and beautiful. I love it so much.
So thank you for letting me talk about
oh
them.
my God, Mia,
And,
time. Thank you
yeah.
for sharing that with us. You were so beautiful. We have to put it here. Can it live here on our desk? I'm blown away by what you do and all the love that you bring into the world. It's so cool. A few notes for when we're cutting with razors, hairdressers out there, you'll notice that I got her hair really wet. This is a new razor. A lot of times when people's razor cuts go wrong, it's because like, one reason is it can be a dull razor. Another reason can be is that the client wasn't a candidate for a razor cut. Their hair would respond better to blunt. I also took our complete conditioning mist, and I'm really like creating a buffer around the hair before I take the razor to it. So the complete conditioning mist is gonna keep the hemisqualane in there, the tremella mushroom extract, the hyaluronic acid. That's gonna keep a really nice buffer around the hair so that I'm not gonna like damage the integrity of her hair by cutting with the razor. For her hair, because it is on the finer side individually, but she has a shitload of it, that is really going to kind of give us like a really great lived-in texture that's not gonna be like that perfectly blunt, I just got my hair cut and now it's kind of broomy, and like, we like the ends a little bit lived in. I was just reading this article in Vogue, okay, and it was saying that all the French girls were like, they were just wanting a little bit more texture on the ends, like not so perfectly like we want a little bit of texture, we want a little bit of movement. Non-candidates for razor cuts could be someone who has, sorry honey, who has like a really intense bleach in tone, like their hair is chemically compromised due to like a chemical service or a lightening service. Certain textures of curls are not good candidates for razor cuts, even though sometimes they also can be. But like I would say if your hair is like on the coilier, like more textured side, no. Unless it's like a really short cut, or if the hair is keratined, then it could potentially be more razored. So actually this is interesting. I'm gonna switch to a sheer on your fringe. Because I want this to be like a little bit more, I don't really want this face frame to be so razored. Okay, but can we talk about this gorgeous shape though?
It's
and the
so
movement?
pretty. I love it already.
I'm gonna do one other thing.
I can already.
And then I'm gonna dry it, and then I'm gonna detail your fringe, and then we'll be good to go.
It already feels better.
It should feel lighter, honey.
It does.
Took some off. So now I'm just kind of blending and detailing. It's a little like giving like 70s, like shaggy vibes. Yeah, it's gonna be so good for this hair type, and I'm really excited for Mia to rock the shit out of this haircut. The idea of fine hair is a little bit of a farce because a lot of it depends on, like if your hair is colored, and then beyond that, it's like if it's highlighted or if it's just all over colored. Like Mia really does have fine hair individually-ish, but she has so much hair. So it's actually like the density is like literally, I'm not even just saying it, like it's actually thick density. Like there's a lot of hair per square inch. There's always exceptions to rules. There's always like things that make something like so I'm just saying that like hair really is kind of unique. You should listen to your hairdressers because we do know, I guess I'm just trying to say that fine hair is like really a very generic term because there's a gajillion types of fine hair. Like,
it's a spectrum.
Yes.
It's a spectrum of hair.
A lot of times you'll hear finer haired people say like, oh, I like getting my hair highlighted or colored because it gives my hair a little bit more volume or like a little bit more grit. But a semi-permanent and a demi like won't really do that. Some fine hair like works great with hair color. Other hair is so fragile and fine that if you lighten it or do anything to it, it just kind of like loses its marbles.
My hair actually did exactly what you were describing. I started with demi and semi-permanent colors because I was nervous. I had never got my hair colored before, and it was very glossy, and I loved changing the color, but it kind of weighed everything down a little bit.
Yeah.
And then getting those, highlights and doing toners did give, a little bit of a oosh.
Yes. It just kind of roughs up the cuticle, so it kind of like, it gets a little bit more texture to it.
Yeah, especially in the rainy weather. I feel like it just...
Yeah, like humidity, like
yes.
It doesn't get as like, ugh. So now just kind of like evening up your cut, making sure that everything is like fitting together, is doing what I want it to do, and it is. So I think what I'm gonna do is blow your hair straighter, kind of smooth it out, and then see what we're working with.
That's my favorite part of every haircut.
A blow dry, a good blow dry?
Yeah, getting it blown out and seeing what happens.
But you can kind of see the shape when it air dries. Like I took a lot of weight out, created a lot of movement. All right, so I'm gonna blow dry now.